When I was in graduate school studying to be a high school English teacher, there were a few months when I felt lost, unsure what I really wanted to do with my life. Searching for my calling, I entertained many career options, including acting. I don't know what gave me the brilliant idea I could become an actress. The closest I had ever come to acting was playing Judah Maccabee in my Temple's 3rd grade play. I had one line and a baking pan for a shield. Still, I mustered up the courage to audition for True to Life Training, an acting company that visits workplaces and role plays challenging situations with staff members. The company came to my summer camp for a few years, and I figured I could do that. In preparation for my audition, I memorized a monologue from a chorus line, a show I had never even seen. Still haven't, actually. Arriving at the audition, I met 20 actors, all of whom had fancy-looking headshots. Were we supposed to get a real headshot? I asked. They laughed. They thought I was acting. As the audition began, the directors asked us to do several rounds of improv. Struggling for clever responses and stumbling over my words, I felt completely out of my element. What am I doing here? I wondered. Then it came time to present our monologues. Standing there shaking in front of the directors, I fully considered using the bathroom and never coming back. After nervously reciting the first few lines of my monologue, my mind drew a blank. Eventually, the directors took pity on me and clapped for me, telling me how brave I was for trying something new. Was it that obvious? Needless to say, I did not get a job with True to Life Training, but I did learn that performing is hard work. And yet, I believe many of us spend a great deal of life performing. Standing on life's stage, we play the part of the person that we think we should be. Bright lights blinding our eyes, a large audience watching our every move. The pressure is on. What kind of pressure am I talking about? The pressure to look like we know what we're doing. The pressure to maintain the illusion that we're keeping every ball up in the air in an impossible juggling act. The pressure to sound intelligent, eloquent, and polished. The pressure to have the perfect home, family, and career. The pressure to seem happy and successful. Scrolling through social media, we have a false impression that everybody else has it all together. Examining friends' presentations of their lives, we watch as they receive promotions, enjoy glorious vacations, purchase new homes, lay in hammocks with their partner, celebrate their child's A+ report card. Picture after picture, video after video, it's an infinite reel of perfection. And we're only seeing people's front stage. We're only seeing their flawless performances, their carefully chosen pictures. How can we compare their flawless front stage to the reality of our messy backstage, our behind-the-scenes circus with chaotic costume changes, people bumping into each other, and sets shattering into pieces while being moved. This unfair comparison leaves us feeling unworthy and inadequate. Think about your own life. When do you feel pressure to perform? When do you catch yourself reading from a script? When do you act like everything is fine when deep down you're struggling? The Torah is filled with stories of imperfect human beings wrestling with life's challenges. Don't be fooled by their Facebook photos. Our ancestors dealt with many of the same struggles that we do. Family drama, illness, conflict, jealousy, loneliness, guilt, failure, feelings of inadequacy. Come on, Isaac's got trust issues with his father Abraham, who tried to sacrifice him on a mountain. Jacob is estranged from his family after manipulating his father and stealing from his brother. Sisters Rachel and Leah are constantly jealous of one another. Moses struggles with work-life balance, and he's got a boss who loves to micromanage. Our ancestors were real, complex human beings just like us. Torah reminds us again and again that we are holy, made B'Tselem Elohim in the image of God. Each of us is created with a holy spark of God inside of us. Our ancestors didn't need to perform, and neither do we. We are already holy. Judaism teaches us that we exist for a holy purpose, that we must embrace our authentic selves and share our gifts with the world. There's a story of Rabbi Zusha, who told his students, "When I die and come to heaven and they ask me, 'Why weren't you like Abraham?' I will answer, 'Because I wasn't Abraham.' If they inquire, 'Why didn't you match the greatness of Moses?' I can answer, 'I wasn't Moses.' Even if they try to compare me to my brother Rabbi Elimelech, I can still say, 'I am not Elimelech.' However, if they ask me why I wasn't Zusha, to that I will have no answer. We may feel pressure to be like our brother, sister, or cousin who seem from a front stage view to have it all together. We may feel compelled to match the perceived greatness of a teacher, a mentor, or a parent we idolize. We may feel the need to compare ourselves to friends, peers, co-workers who seem 10 steps ahead. And yet, God is not comparing us. God knows our purpose. In the divine's light, we don't need a fancy headshot, a costume, or a memorized monologue. God loves us exactly as we are. Throughout their wilderness wandering, the Israelites were instructed that during 3 pilgrimage festivals, they were to bring gifts to God. It was said that the offerings each person brought must be according to their own gift. No 2 Israelites could bring identical gifts because each person's gifts, talents, and passions were so unique. When we find ourselves performing, acting like the person we think we should be, may we be inspired to share our own unique gifts. While it may take time to discover these gifts, each of us has them buried within. So how do we discover these gifts? Through introspection, through the process of asking ourselves deep questions. What brings me joy? What are the burdens I need to release? When do I feel judged? What do I need help with? And where will I get it? We will not discover our own gifts by comparing ourselves to others. On our own holy trek through life, that's where we'll discover those holy sparks inside of us, waiting to be shared with the world. A prayer inspired by the great Jewish theologian Martin Buber states, "My God, I thank you for my life, body, and soul. Help me realize that I am something new, someone who never existed before, someone original and unique in the world. For if there had ever been someone like me, there would be no need for me to exist." Looking back at my year in grad school, I felt like I was pretending to be a high school English teacher, playing a part that just wasn't written for me. It was that same year I discovered a place where I could be myself, a place I felt a sense of peace, no longer needing to perform, no longer needing to impress anyone. In this holy place, I didn't feel pressure to be an expert or to have it all together. I felt loved and embraced simply for being me. That holy place was my temple. When I started attending Shabbat services, I experienced temple as a place where people could take off their masks, put down those scripts, and take those deep breaths that they had been needing. Together with my community, I felt like we could let it all go. The burdens, the struggles, the pressures to perform. I felt like we could release them all, even just for a few hours. Together with my temple community, praying, volunteering, celebrating the holidays, listening to each other's hopes, supporting each other through painful challenges, I experienced deep holiness. I found God in the relationships, in the warmth of welcoming community that created space for people to be real. My love for temple inspired me to become a rabbi, to have an opportunity to help people experience a sanctuary where they will be embraced and treasured for their authentic selves. As we continue to get to know each other, I want you to know what a gift it is for me to be your rabbi, to have the sacred honor to create this holy place with you, a place that we can be real. For this is a place where we experience the holiness of sacred community, where we feel a sense of true connection. In this new year, come to Temple Beth-El as yourself. Attend a Friday night service, a social action project, a holiday celebration, a TBE walk, or a Havdalah on the beach. Support one of our students at their B'nai Mitzvah ceremony. Share your spirit with us as we study Torah together. Volunteer at the art show. Schedule a time to meet with me one-on-one. In this new year, please share your gifts with our community. Open the doors of connection that feel right for you. Temple Beth-El is a place where you can find yourself and a place where you can be real. Spend time with any of our B'nai Mitzvah students, and they will tell you the importance of being real. They will tell you that prayer is not a performance. While leading services, our students learn that the bima is not a stage. The congregation is not an audience critiquing or grading. Our students learn that worship is not about impressing people. It's not about chanting Torah perfectly or getting the Hebrew just right. Our students learn that our worship is about being ourselves, appreciating life's blessings, and celebrating community. This message isn't only for B'nai Mitzvah students. It's a message for us all. Together, may we answer the shofar's call to make our lives a blessing by being ourselves. In a world that feels like a stage, may we find sanctuary, a place where we are cherished and loved for the image of God that we reflect into this world. In this new year, 5783, may we remember we don't need to audition. We've already got the parts of a unique, holy human being. We've already got the part that nobody else can possibly play because God's already cast us in this essential role. No lights, no camera, just blessing. Shana Tova.